Have you ever stared at a blank page so long that it started to look back at you? That moment when you want to write, you need to write, but every idea seems to vanish into thin air. If that is ever happened to you, congratulations, it means you are a writer. Hi, I'm Andrea from Bibisco, the novel writing software trusted by over 200,000 writers around the world to plan, structure and bring their stories to life. And today we are going to face one of the biggest creative challenges every writer knows, writer's block. In this video, you will learn how to recognize what's really behind that feeling of being stuck and how to create the right space and routine to make writing flow again. By the end, you won't just have new tools to beat writer's block. You will rediscover the joy, the confidence, and the sense of purpose that made you fall in love with writing in the first place. Writer's block isn't laziness. It's not a lack of talent or imagination. It's often the result of a collision between creativity and pressure. Sometimes that pressure comes from within, from perfectionism, fear, or self-doubt. We tell ourselves, it's not good enough. It's all been written before. What if people don't like it? That fear freezes us. Other times, writer's block comes from emotional fatigue, stress, tiredness, or simply burnout. When life gets overwhelming, the same energy we use to care, to work, to show up for others is the energy we normally use to create. And sometimes it's not even the story that's stuck. It's what some call life block, moments when we have run dry, when we need to fill the well again with new experiences, rest or perspective. As author Neil Strauss said, writer's block isn't about skill, it's performance anxiety. The bigger the story you tell yourself about your writing, the bigger the block becomes. So writer's block isn't a wall you need to climb over. Maybe it's a signal, your creativity asking you to slow down, breathe, and reconnect with what truly matters in your story. One of the most underestimated tools against writer's block is your environment. Your mind takes cues from your surroundings. If you write at the same desk when you answer emails or scroll social media, your brain stays in task mode, not in creative mode. So create a writing space. It doesn't need to be perfect or expensive. What matters is that it feels like your space, a corner where you and your imagination can meet. Choose a comfortable chair. Make sure the lighting is kind to your eyes and add something that inspires you. A candle, a book, a plant, or even a photo that reminds you why you write. And most importantly, protect that space from distractions. Turn off notifications, set boundaries, clear your desk before you begin. When you step into a space designed for writing, your brain starts to recognize it as a creative zone, and soon your ideas will follow. Now let's talk about rhythm. A consistent writing routine isn't about discipline, it's about inviting creativity on a regular basis. Find your best time of day, morning, night, lunchtime, and protect it like an appointment with your muse. Even 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Try the Pomodoro technique. Write for 25 minutes, rest for 5. This helps you stay focused without burning out. Or if starting feels intimidating, don't obsess over the perfect first line. Jump into the middle of your story, where something is already happening. You can always polish the beginning later. Create small rituals that prepare your mind for writing. A cup of coffee, a favorite playlist, or a deep breath before typing your first word. And when you finish, reward yourself, because showing up to write, even when it's hard, is an achievement. As author Isabel Holland said, don't stop because you have hit a block. Finish the page, even if you write nothing but your own name. Every time you write through resistance, you are teaching your mind that creativity isn't a mystery, it's a practice. And if this video is helping you find your rhythm again, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and reach more writers like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the bibisco channel so you don't miss our next videos on storytelling, creativity, and the craft of writing. When words stop flowing, sometimes the best thing you can do is stop trying to control them. start playing again. Try free writing. Set a timer for 10 minutes and write whatever comes to mind. No editing, no pressure, just flow. You might be surprised how quickly your imagination wakes up. Or use writing prompts. A single image, question, or line of dialogue can open a completely new door in your mind. Another powerful tool is character interviews. Ask your characters about their fears, dreams, and secrets. You'll uncover details that can reignite your passion for the story and reveal the next scene you have been searching for. Finally, feed your inspiration. Read widely, novels, essays, poetry, anything that excites your imagination. Watch films, listen to music, walk through nature. Sometimes the best ideas don't come from sitting at your desk, they come from living. Writing isn't just what happens on the page, it's what happens when you reconnect with the world and then bring it back to your words. Here's something many writers forget. You don't have to face writer's block alone. Sometimes what we need most isn't another technique, it's connection. Talk to other writers, join a writing group or an online community. Sharing your struggles and your wins reminds you that we are all on this creative roller coaster together. You can also find strength by looking back. Revisit a story or a paragraph you once loved. Seeing how far you have come can quiet that inner critic and remind you that you can do this. And then there is the inner work, learning to master your emotion. Fear, guilt, doubt, they are all part of the creative process, not proof you are failing. When you accept them instead of fighting them, they lose their power. If you ever feel like an imposter, remember this. Every writer, even the greats, has doubted themselves. The difference is they kept writing anyway. Now let's talk about how Bibisco can help you break through writer's block. Bibisco isn't just a text editor, it's a creative companion designed to support your entire writing process. With character interviews, you can explore your characters deeply, understanding their emotions, contradiction, and motivation. That alone can unlock new story directions. With mind maps, you can visualize your story's structure. When your plot feels stuck, seeing the connections between characters and their conflict can spark the next idea. And with writing goals, you can set targets, track progress, and celebrate every word you write, transforming writing from an overwhelming task into a rewarding journey. Bibisco helps you reconnect with what matters most, your story. It gives you the structure to stay focused and the freedom to create fearlessly. So the next time you face the blank page, you will have more than determination. You will have a powerful ally by your side. And now, as we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to recap. Writer's block isn't the end of creativity, it's a signal, a pause, a gentle reminder to breathe, to listen, and to rediscover the joy of writing. Every writer faces it. What defines you isn't the block itself, it's the way you choose to respond to it. So create your space, find your rhythm, feed your imagination, and let Bibisco be your companion along the way. If you haven't tried it yet, you can download Bibisco using the link in the description and explore the same tools that have already helped over 200,000 writers around the world shape their stories and rediscover their creativity. Because the world needs your stories, the stories only you can tell. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy writing.